Have you ever wondered, is the life you're living truly your own? Take a moment to reflect on the years that have passed, those busy days consumed by work, restless nights worrying about family, and countless instances of others telling you, you should do this, or you shouldn't do that. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, are these truly my desires, or am I simply trying to meet everyone else's expectations? At this stage of life, you've come to realize that time is the most precious gift. But time also brings an invaluable lesson. Often we accept things not because they benefit us, but because we feel obligated. Unsolicited advice, imposed expectations, and well-intentioned yet misplaced opinions accumulate like old, unused items in the attic of your mind, weighing you down and stealing your peace. Imagine your life as a garden you've lovingly cultivated for years. Each flower represents a value, a memory, or a dream you've nurtured. But what happens when the garden becomes overrun with weeds, things that don't truly belong to you but have taken root because you let them? One day you look around and realize your peaceful sanctuary no longer feels like your own. The good news is, it's never too late to start clearing away the clutter, to pull out what doesn't serve you. Now is the time to reclaim the freedom of your mind, to create a future filled with light, meaning, and peace. In this discussion, we'll explore 9 things you should never accept, from unsolicited opinions to unnecessary comparisons. More importantly, you'll learn how to say no firmly yet gracefully, making room for the things that truly matter. Think of this as your personal guide, a reminder that, regardless of age, you have the right to take control of your life. Let this be the beginning of a journey not to meet others' expectations, but to honor yourself, rediscover inner peace, and fully embrace the precious days ahead. 1. The trap of unsolicited opinions. Looking back, have you ever felt drained by unsolicited advice? Comments, judgments, or helpful suggestions from others often sneak into your life, like uninvited guests, not offering real solutions, but leaving you burdened or second-guessing yourself. Maybe it was a neighbor recommending what plants to grow, a family member dictating how you should live, or a casual remark questioning your choices. At first, unsolicited opinions may appear harmless or even well-meaning, but if left unchecked, they can have profound consequences. When you absorb too many of these comments without discernment, you may begin to doubt your decisions. Questions like, was I wrong? Should I adjust to please them? Might creep in, slowly eroding your confidence. Over time, these opinions can overshadow your own voice, leading you to live according to others' expectations rather than your own authentic desires. How do you free yourself from the weight of unsolicited opinions? Start by remembering one essential truth. Not every opinion deserves your attention. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, do not let the voices of others drown out your own inner voice. No one knows you better than you know yourself, your dreams, your values, and what truly matters to you. Other people's opinions, no matter how logical or reasonable they seem, are merely their perspectives. You are not obligated to accept them if they don't resonate with your values or goals. Ask yourself, is this opinion necessary? Does it come from someone who truly understands my situation? Does it align with my values and aspirations? If the answer is no, let it go without hesitation. Politely but firmly respond, "Thank you for your concern, but I trust my own decision," and move forward. This simple act of setting boundaries can maintain respect while safeguarding your mental peace. Think of unsolicited opinions as weeds in the garden of your mind. If allowed to take root, they grow uncontrollably, choking the beauty you've carefully cultivated. But you are the master gardener. You have the power to nurture what uplifts you and remove what disrupts your inner calm. Confidence and wisdom come from within, not from others' judgments. Each time you reject an unnecessary opinion, you reaffirm your self-trust and create space for what truly matters. As Epictetus wisely noted, it's not events that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Your response shapes your reality. Don't let anyone, whether intentionally or unintentionally, make you question your path. You are the author of your journey, and your inner voice is the compass guiding you toward a life that aligns with your authentic self. 2. The dangerous gift of others' expectations. Have you ever felt as though your life is a painting someone else created for you? They hold the brush, mix the colors, and carefully apply strokes to form an image that reflects their expectations of how your life should look. These strokes might come from parents, family members, friends, or even society itself. They dictate how you should live, what you should do, and before you know it, you're standing before a picture that no longer feels like your own. Others' expectations often begin with good intentions. A family member might want you to have a stable job. A friend might suggest you take the safer path, or society might pressure you to meet certain milestones, get married by 30, buy a house, have children. These suggestions may seem practical, even well-meaning. But if you're not careful, they can transform into a dangerous gift, silently placing an invisible weight on your shoulders. At any stage of life, the pressure of others' expectations can strip away your freedom to think and act independently. When you're young, you may feel the need to conform to gain acceptance. As you grow older, this pressure might morph into a sense of duty to maintain the standards others have set for you. Left unchecked, you could spend a lifetime chasing someone else's dreams instead of your own. Others' expectations are like ill-fitting shoes. At first, you might wear them because they look good or seem appropriate, but the longer you walk in them, the more discomfort and pain they bring. Over time, they not only hurt but also slow you down, steering you away from your true path. How can you escape this dangerous gift? Start by realizing this. Others' expectations are not your responsibility. As Epictetus wisely observed, some things are within your control and some things are not. Their expectations belong to them, not to you. While you can't control what others think or want, you can control how you respond. Ask yourself, does this expectation align with my values and goals? Does it bring me happiness? If the answer is no, it's time to let go. This doesn't mean you don't care for or respect those around you. In fact, it shows that you honor yourself and have clarity about the path you need to follow. Rejecting others' expectations can be difficult, especially when they come from loved ones. But love doesn't mean agreeing to everything someone else wants for you. A gentle yet honest response like, I know you want the best for me, but I feel this is the right choice for my life, can set boundaries while maintaining respect. Or if a colleague suggests a safer career path, you might reply, thank you for your advice, but I believe I've found a direction that better fits my goals. Imagine your life as a blank canvas. Every brushstroke on it should be your choice, not someone else's. These strokes may be simple or intricate, bold or cautious, but they should belong to you. By releasing ill-fitting expectations, you create space for meaningful additions to your canvas, crafting a masterpiece that genuinely reflects who you are. As Marcus Aurelius said, look within. There lies the wellspring of goodness, always ready to flow if you keep it open. This timeless wisdom reminds us that happiness and fulfillment come not from pleasing others, but from living authentically. When you feel the weight of someone's expectations pressing down on you, remember this: you have the right to say no. It's not selfish, it's how you protect your freedom to create a life you can be proud of. Regardless of your age, it's never too late to live authentically. Your life is yours, let it reflect the values and dreams you hold dear. 3. The hidden burden of favors with strings attached. Have you ever accepted a favor only to later realize it came with an unexpected cost? At first, it might seem like a thoughtful gesture, a helping hand, timely support, or even an enthusiastic offer. But then the truth emerges: the favor was tied to unspoken conditions or a hidden agenda. These kinds of favors don't just leave you feeling indebted, they can trap you in uncomfortable situations, stripping away your freedom and autonomy. Imagine your life as a chess game. You carefully plan your strategy, moving each piece with purpose. When someone unexpectedly offers you an extra pawn, it seems like a gift until you realize that pawn is a Trojan horse, designed to disrupt your game from within. Favors with ulterior motives often work this way, appearing harmless on the surface, yet ultimately forcing compromises that conflict with your values or goals. The danger of such favors lies in their subtlety and origin. They often come from people you know, trust, or even care about, making them harder to refuse. Declining might feel ungrateful, but not all help is rooted in sincerity. Some favors are offered to gain leverage, exert control, or tie you into an unequal relationship. How can you identify and handle favors with strings attached? First, embrace the wisdom of Seneca. True favors come from the desire to help, not the desire to be repaid. Genuine help doesn't come with conditions or hidden expectations. If accepting a favor makes you feel pressure to repay it immediately, that's a warning sign. Trust your intuition. If a favor feels off, listen to that instinct. Ask yourself, is this favor offered with genuine goodwill? Does it align with my values and goals? Or does it require me to compromise who I am? If the answer is no, you have every right to politely decline. Learn to say no with kindness but confidence. For example, if someone offers help in a way that feels uncomfortable or unnecessary, you can respond with, "Thank you for the offer, but I think I can handle this on my own." This approach respects the relationship while maintaining your boundaries. Refusing a favor doesn't mean shutting yourself off from all help. Genuine, well-intentioned people still exist. The key is discernment. Those who truly care about you will respect your decisions, even if you decline their assistance. Remember, you are the player in the chess game of your life. No one else has the right to dictate your moves simply because you accepted their favor. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, your happiness depends on your mindset. Don't allow favors with strings attached to cloud your clarity or compromise your freedom. By recognizing and declining unsuitable favors, you protect yourself from unnecessary burdens while keeping your relationships transparent and genuine. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential for safeguarding your inner peace and autonomy. After all, your freedom and happiness are worth far more than any gift with hidden motives. 4. The dangerous illusion of external validation. Have you ever felt gratified when someone complimented the meal you cooked, the outfit you wore, or the way you cared for your family? Perhaps those words of praise made you feel valued, as though your efforts truly mattered. But then, on another day, when no one noticed or expressed gratitude, you felt a pang of doubt and wondered, "Am I doing well enough?" This is the dangerous illusion of external validation. When we tie our self-worth to the compliments or attention of others, we unknowingly hand them the power to dictate our emotions. Think about it. Does everything you do, from taking care of your family to maintaining your home or nurturing relationships, really need someone else's approval to be meaningful? External validation is like a passing breeze. It may bring temporary relief, but it will never provide lasting peace. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Look within, there is a wellspring of goodness that never runs dry." True happiness and fulfillment don't come from others' praise, they come from living authentically and staying true to your values. Imagine the time you spend tending to a small garden. Outsiders may not see the effort you've put in or appreciate the results. Does that diminish the peaceful joy you feel as you watch flowers bloom and greenery thrive? Of course not. The true value lies in the satisfaction and contentment you derive from your actions, not in anyone else's recognition. One way to break free from this illusion is to focus on doing things for yourself rather than for others. For example, when you prepare a delicious meal, instead of waiting for compliments, take pride in knowing that you've nourished yourself and your family. When you accomplish something worthwhile, acknowledge it yourself rather than seeking others' approval. It's important to remember that not everyone will understand or appreciate your efforts, and that's perfectly okay. True validation comes not from external sources but from recognizing your own worth. As the philosopher Epictetus said, we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our interpretation of those events. Don't let others' opinions determine how you feel about yourself. Try shifting your perspective. Instead of believing you need someone else's approval to feel valuable, remind yourself that every task you complete, big or small, contributes to the life you're creating. That's where real validation lies within you. Life isn't about how many compliments you receive, but about the sense of fulfillment you get from living in alignment with your values. So, the next time you feel the need for someone's praise or attention, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or do I already have enough validation from within myself? That's how you find peace and freedom in your soul, regardless of what others think. 5. Persistent negativity. Have you ever noticed that some people carry a perpetual dark cloud of negativity with them? No matter the situation, they always manage to find something to complain about. The weather isn't perfect, the food isn't tasty enough, or even trivial matters become grounds for criticism. Spending too much time around such individuals can leave you feeling drained, as if their pessimism is slowly pulling you into its vortex. Persistent negativity is one of the most challenging forces to navigate, especially as we grow older and become more attuned to the energies surrounding us. Negativity, whether we realize it or not, is highly contagious. Science calls this phenomenon emotional contagion, where we unconsciously absorb the emotions of those around us. Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, keep your mind free from contamination by others. This serves as a powerful reminder to safeguard our mental space from external negativity. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every day you cultivate positive thoughts and joyful emotions, much like tending to blooming flowers and healthy plants. But if you allow negativity to creep into that garden unchecked, it acts like invasive pests, slowly devouring the tender shoots of hope and optimism you've worked so hard to nurture. It's important to note that negative people don't always have malicious intentions. Often they're wrestling with their own burdens and haven't learned how to manage them constructively. While empathy for their struggles is kind, it doesn't mean you should allow their negativity to disrupt your peace of mind. So how can you protect yourself from persistent negativity? Begin by identifying its presence. If you frequently feel drained, anxious, or sad after interacting with someone, it's a sign they may be bringing excessive negativity into your life. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you care less for them. It simply means you value your own mental well-being. When conversations turn overly negative, try gently redirecting them. For instance, if someone is complaining excessively, you might say, "Let's talk about something positive. What's something good that happened to you recently?" This approach respects the individual while protecting your mental space. In addition to setting boundaries, focus on nurturing gratitude in your own life. Pause to appreciate the beauty of a sunrise, the warmth of a good meal, or the serenity of a quiet moment. When you center your thoughts on gratitude, negativity loses its hold over you. Epictetus wisely said, "It's not events themselves that distress us, but how we interpret them." Don't let negative people distort your perspective or define your worldview. You have the power to choose what occupies space in your mind. As we age, each moment becomes increasingly precious. Dedicate your time to pursuits that bring joy, peace, and comfort. Cherish life's simple pleasures and meaningful moments. Don't allow someone else's dark cloud to overshadow the light in your life. Your mind is your garden. Tend to it with care, protect it fiercely, and make it a sanctuary of beauty and happiness. 6. The guilt that doesn't belong to you. Have you ever felt weighed down by guilt or responsibility for something you didn't cause? Perhaps someone blamed you for a poor decision, or you felt obligated to shoulder the blame because someone else failed to achieve their goals. These feelings, if not identified and addressed, can become an invisible burden, stealing your inner peace and disrupting your emotional balance. Guilt that doesn't belong to you is like weeds someone tosses into the garden of your mind. At first you may not notice them, but left unchecked, they take root, spreading and choking out the positive thoughts and healthy emotions you've carefully cultivated. Too often we unconsciously accept this guilt, thinking it will maintain harmony or show that we care deeply for others. The reality is that carrying guilt that isn't yours only harms you while doing little to help anyone else. As Epictetus wisely taught, it's not events that disturb us, but our opinions about them. You cannot control how others think or behave, but you can control how you respond. When someone tries to blame or shift their responsibilities onto you, pause and ask yourself, is this genuinely my fault? Am I truly responsible for this outcome? If the answer is no, gently but firmly refuse to accept the guilt. This doesn't mean disregarding others' feelings. It means setting healthy boundaries while remaining empathetic. For example, you might say, "I understand you're feeling upset, but I don't think this situation is entirely my responsibility." This isn't about avoidance, it's about protecting your mental and emotional well-being. You don't have to take ownership of everything happening around you, especially things beyond your control. Another important step is preventing unwarranted guilt from interfering with your decision-making. It's natural to fear that saying no might hurt someone, but prioritizing your mental and emotional health is essential. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Focus on what belongs to you, and do not let external things invade your mind." By remembering this, you can prevent others from imposing burdens that don't belong to you. Think of your mind as a garden. Unwarranted guilt is like dead branches taking up space. If you cling to them, they consume the resources that could nurture new growth. Every time you reject guilt that isn't yours, you're clearing your mental garden, making room for confidence, self-respect, and joy to flourish. It's also crucial to remember that empathy doesn't mean absorbing others' guilt. You can provide support, listen to their concerns, and offer kindness without sacrificing your peace of mind. Your mental space is sacred. Only you have the authority to decide what stays and what needs to go. So the next time someone attempts to place undeserved guilt on your shoulders, remind yourself, you are the master gardener of your mental space. Only you can decide which thoughts and emotions deserve to remain and which should be left behind. Protect your peace, nurture your confidence, and let your mind thrive as a space of beauty and resilience. 7. The invisible burden of unfair comparisons. Have you ever felt like you're running an invisible race that you never signed up for? It's as if an inner voice constantly urges you to outperform others, achieve more, or keep up. These feelings often arise when you see a friend achieving success, a neighbor living in a beautiful home, or someone boasting about their extravagant vacation. But the harsh reality is, these comparisons rarely lead to fulfillment. Instead, they become an invisible burden, making you feel inadequate, no matter how much you've accomplished. Unfair comparisons are like shadows that follow you, eclipsing the light of your own achievements. Imagine your life as a train on its own unique journey. Each train moves at a different speed, stops at its own stations, and heads toward a distinct destination. But if you constantly peer out the window, fixating on other trains, you lose sight of the beautiful scenery and the joy of moving closer to your destination. The most vital truth to hold on to is this: no two journeys are alike. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, nothing outside your control is worth worrying about. You cannot control what others do, achieve, or possess, but you can control how you perceive yourself and evaluate your own progress. Comparisons are often unfair because they are based on incomplete information. We only see the surface of others' lives and rarely understand the challenges or struggles they face. You might envy a friend's seemingly luxurious lifestyle, unaware of the financial pressure behind it. You may admire a picture-perfect family, not knowing the conflicts they endure behind closed doors. Comparing yourself to others is like reading the 20th chapter of their book and feeling inadequate for still being in the 5th chapter of your own. So how can you free yourself from this invisible burden? Begin by acknowledging the uniqueness of your journey. Instead of measuring yourself against others, ask, am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I moving closer to my goals? These are the questions that truly matter because they emphasize personal growth rather than external benchmarks. Shift your focus to what you can control, your efforts learning, and the joy of experiencing your own journey. When you find yourself comparing to someone else, pause and remind yourself that every life is different, with unique challenges and privileges. Comparisons only drain your energy you could use to build a life that is meaningful to you. Marcus Aurelius offered timeless wisdom. Your happiness doesn't depend on what others think. It depends on how you think about yourself. Don't allow the successes or failures of others to define your self-worth. Instead, celebrate how far you've come, appreciate your achievements, and, most importantly, live authentically in alignment with your values. Picture yourself sitting on the train of your life. Instead of anxiously watching other trains rush by, take a moment to savor the view outside your window. Appreciate every stop, every mile, and every step forward you've made. In the end, what truly matters isn't how fast or slow you go, but that you've stayed true to your path and embraced every moment of your unique journey. 8. The restraint of unwanted advice. Have you ever felt like everyone around you has an opinion about your life? From your eating habits and health choices to major decisions, like your career or how you spend your time. Unsolicited advice can feel like an invisible cage, tethering you to others' expectations rather than giving you the freedom to carve your own path. Unwanted advice often arrives unannounced, like uninvited guests knocking on the door of your mind. They enter, rearranging your furniture without asking if it aligns with your preferences. At first, you might assume it's well-meaning or even necessary, believing they're trying to help. But over time, these unsolicited suggestions can conflict with your values and goals, leaving you feeling trapped in your own life. It's essential to remember that no one knows you better than you know yourself. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Hold fast to your sovereignty, for only you know what is best for yourself." Advice, whether useful or not, should always be treated as a suggestion, never as a mandate. The power to decide whether to follow it lies solely with you. Unwanted advice becomes particularly burdensome when you feel obligated to follow it out of politeness or fear of offending the person offering it. For instance, a friend might insist you join their favorite fitness class, even though you know it's not for you. Or a family member might continually urge you to change your habits, despite your satisfaction with the way things are. So how can you handle unwanted advice without damaging relationships or losing respect? Start by listening politely. Sometimes a simple acknowledgement like "thank you for your suggestion, I'll think about it," can maintain harmony while giving you space to reflect on its relevance. Another effective approach is to set clear yet gentle boundaries. If the advice crosses a line, you can respond with something like, "I appreciate your concern, but I'd like to approach this in my own way." This isn't a rejection of their care or support, it's a reminder that you are in charge of your own life. It's also crucial to recognize that not all advice is unwelcome or unhelpful. Some suggestions can act as fertilizer, nurturing your growth and helping you improve. The key is discernment. Accept only the advice that is genuinely valuable, offered by people who understand your situation and have relevant experience. Imagine your mind as a house where you hold the key and decide who gets to enter. Unwanted advice, if it doesn't align with your values or needs, should remain outside the door. Don't allow anyone to rearrange your furniture just because they think they know better. By learning to manage and filter unsolicited advice, you not only safeguard your mental peace, but also reinforce the understanding that you are the sole architect of your life. That, above all, is the truest expression of freedom and self-respect. 9. The sweet trap of quick fixes. Have you ever been tempted by the allure of an easy shortcut? Perhaps it was a flashy ad promising rapid weight loss, an invitation to a high-yield investment, or a claim to transform your life in just a few days. These enticing offers often appear when you're feeling tired, discouraged, or eager to change something immediately. They promise fast results with minimal effort, so appealing, isn't it? Yet, in reality, quick fixes are often nothing more than mirages in the desert. They draw you in, only to leave you stranded, burdened with regret and setbacks. Quick fixes prey on our desire for instant gratification, but they ignore an essential truth. Anything truly valuable in life requires time, patience, and effort. As Epictetus wisely said, "No great thing is created suddenly." This reminds us that persistence and dedication are the true foundations of lasting success. Reflect on the times you've chosen shortcuts over a patient, well-planned approach. Perhaps you tried a crash diet to lose weight quickly, only to regain the weight just as fast. Or maybe you jumped into an exciting investment opportunity without proper research, only to lose more than you gained. These choices might seem to save time at first, but often cost much more in energy, finances, and self-confidence. Why are quick fixes so tempting? Because they appeal to a fundamental human instinct, the desire to escape discomfort immediately. When faced with significant challenges, our minds naturally gravitate toward the path of least resistance. But most of the time, this path is just an illusion, a trap disguised as a solution. How can you avoid falling into this trap? 1. Accept that challenges are part of life. As Marcus Aurelius said, obstacles are not in your way, they are the way. Instead of seeking shortcuts, focus on tackling problems step by step. 2. Evaluate the solution's value. Ask yourself, does this offer lasting benefits? Does it require genuine effort and commitment? If the answer is no, it's likely a quick fix that isn't sustainable. Take the time to lay a solid foundation for your journey. 3. Plan for the long term. Break big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Each small accomplishment is a meaningful victory that brings you closer to success without the need for shortcuts. Remember, true value lies not in speed but in the quality of the journey. Life isn't a race to see who finishes the fastest. It's a process of learning, growing, and appreciating every step along the way. By rejecting quick fixes and embracing sustained effort, you not only achieve better results but also build confidence and resilience. The next time you're tempted by an offer promising to change your life in mere days, pause and ask yourself, is this a mirage or a genuine path? Thoughtful choices will help you avoid the empty traps of quick fixes and focus on what truly matters in your life. A reflection on life's final chapter. Life is like a flowing river, where each day is a unique current that will never repeat. At this stage, you've navigated turbulent rapids, winding bends, and serene waters. Yet sometimes unnecessary expectations, opinions, or invisible pressures creep in, muddying the waters and disrupting the flow. Now is the time to pause, look inward, and ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What is worth holding on to? And what should I let go of? The years ahead are not for racing to meet others' expectations or carrying burdens that don't belong to you. They are a precious opportunity to live fully for yourself, savoring life's simple yet meaningful moments. A peaceful morning with tea, admiring flowers in your garden, or sharing heartfelt conversations with loved ones. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, very little is needed to live a happy life. It is all within your way of thinking. You always have the power to choose. You can reject unnecessary opinions, set boundaries against imposed expectations, and say no to quick fixes or comparisons that don't align with your values. Each time you decline what doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to peace of mind and genuine happiness. The art of your life. In these years, you are the final artist of the masterpiece that is your life. Paint strokes that truly reflect your essence, choose colors you love, and leave behind a work of art filled with freedom, serenity, and profound meaning. If there's one takeaway from this reflection, it's this: don't hesitate to let go of what doesn't belong to you. Listen to your heart, cherish your inner peace, and live a life that you truly love. At the end of your journey, the most precious gift won't be the approval of others, but the tranquility and fulfillment you feel within. Thank you for taking the time to join me in this reflection. I hope these thoughts have offered a fresh perspective, inspiring you to find peace and meaning in your life. If you found this reflection valuable, please share it with friends and family, so they too can take a moment to appreciate and cherish life. Your support and sharing mean the world to me. Together, let's create moments of meaning and connection on this journey.